Antinatalism is the same thing as pit bull culture. Well, not the exact same thing, but it sure is similar. Both antinatalism and pit bull culture, as it is right now in our modern society, both of them, they are deniers of nature. They think that they can philosophize, antinatalism being a philosophical view, they think they can philosophize nature to not work. They're like science deniers. They're like nature deniers, both the pit bull culture and the antinatalists. It's pretty narcissistic of these antinatalists to think that they can end world suffering by not having children. Like the fact that children exist is where philosophy has come from. You cannot end world suffering by forcing people to deny their nature. You might adopt the philosophy and not want to have kids, but as a philosopher, you should also understand that no one will ever 100% adopt your philosophy. So people will still have children, people will still want to have children. So pit bull owners and antinatalists are nature deniers, and they think that they can just coerce and convince nature out of a dog, and they think that they can coerce and convince nature out of a human. So as a human, you have a reproductive system. Here's a little drawing of the female reproductive system. You have ovaries, a cervix. Here's some more pictures of your reproductive system. Men have a reproductive system too, because you are designed to reproduce. You have the sperms, the zygotes, the testicles, all of this stuff. So to think that you can philosophize a human to not want to reproduce, that's just irresponsible, and you're just actually going to make the world suffer more. Because at the end of the day, humans are always going to want to reproduce. And so I just showed you guys some little pictures of reproductive organs, but it's not just the reproductive organs. Every cell in your body wants to reproduce. Every cell in your body wants to somehow connect with another human, to reproduce, or to just be comfortable enough to get in a position where you might want to reproduce. Every cell in your body is designed to reproduce. So to sit there and say that you can philosophize suffering out of the world, that's just narcissistic. That's just a bunch of BS. So we looked at some anatomy of humans, the reproductive organs, and let's look at the anatomy of the pit bull, because we're comparing pit bull culture to antinatalism. So if you're a nature person, you're going to understand what you're looking at here. You're looking at a fast-moving predator with a big, strong jaw, with the body designed to digest meat. You got a short wheelbase, like a car. So this thing is designed to pop around, move around, escape, evade capture. And it's also designed to kind of look cool. So people love to get this thing because it looks cool, but then it kills their toddlers. So pit bull culture denies all of this. They deny all of this strength, all of this capability, and they put it in their house. And just like with these antinatalists, they think they can philosophize the nature out of this pit bull. Oh, that's my boy Blue. We raised him just right. We gave him all the right stuff, and we convinced him not to bite our toddler. We convinced him not to bite the mailman. We gave him all the hugs and cuddles. They think that they can philosophize the killer predator out of this killing machine. So, like, what about the skeleton? Pit bull owners deny all of this nature. They think they can just philosophize the fact that this is a fast-moving fanged predator with a tiny little brain that is designed to focus in on certain sounds, and once those sounds hit that brain, this whole nervous system fires off, and it will take several bullets, or this thing can take like hits from swords and stuff before it actually gives up the attack. So pit bull owners, you deny all this stuff, and who pays the price at the end of the day? The children that don't get to live their life. The same thing with antinatalism. Antinatalism pushes all of their ideologies about antinatalism, they ignore the fact that we were born and bred to make more humans. And then guess what? Little kids that could have been born into this society, they are the ones that pay the price with antinatalism, and they're also the ones that pay the price with the pit bulls. If you want to know how toddlers pay the price, just go look at some of the videos from pit bull victim awareness. Many of these people have these dogs in their house for 5 or 6 years, and they spent money, money, money on the dogs. They've quote unquote raised it right. He's a family dog. But then they end up killing the toddler, all because they thought that they could philosophize the nature out of a creature, just like antinatalism. You see, antinatalism, they don't allow toddlers to come in the world, and they push their ideology on the rest of the world. And downstream, even though it's not the exact copy of the philosophy of antinatalism, those ideologies, they filter into the rest of society. Those anti-child, I don't want to have a kid, you shouldn't have a kid, those ideologies filter down into society. And it helps people make decisions like the decisions these people made to get a dog instead of a kid, or get a dog and think it was totally fine. And look what the price is. The price is more toddlers being killed. So antinatalism and pit bull culture, who pays the price? Mostly the little kids. Also, mothers pay the price. Pit bulls attack females and mothers a lot. So you're also denying women the right to be a mom. You know how amazing it can be to be a mom or a dad? You're denying the mothers, you're denying the children, you are denying nature, you're denying the fact. Antinatalists are denying nature. They're thinking they can just go ahead and philosophically make you not follow the route that every freaking cell in your body is telling you to do. The same thing with the pit bull. Every cell in that pit bull's body is designed to kill and maim and chase and bite and grip. Yeah, you can put the thing in a house and give it lots of food and treats and keep the baby away from it, but the thing is a ticking time bomb, and all you got to do is look out in society. Pit bulls kill little kids and people more often than you know. So yeah, you can philosophize that a pit bull is going to be a perfect nanny dog, but at the end of the day, there'll never be nanny dogs, and there'll be more pit bulls suffering and more kids suffering because of the culture. And the same thing with antinatalism. You can try to say that having kids is going to create suffering, but at the end of the day, this philosophy actually creates suffering just like pit bull culture creates suffering, because you're filtering this goofy philosophy into society that having kids is going to create suffering. Well, what kind of narcissist sociopath are you to deny people their suffering? Now, I'm not talking about like being burned alive at the stake or being smashed in a car crash, but women and children and men and humans, they have a right to go through suffering and go through challenges and be strong and be able to offer, advice and help to others. Like somebody that goes to, for example, Marine Corps boot camp, when they have to swim with their 70-pound backpack on, that's suffering. That sucks. I've done that one myself. Or a 40-mile hike in 110 degrees. That's suffering. But you come out of the Marine Corps a stronger person and able to help others that might be suffering because you have that strength and teamwork. So who are antinatalists to sit there and say, hey, you can't have any suffering. You don't get to, get that strength from suffering. So yeah, this has been a look at antinatalism versus pit bull culture. Both of them deny nature. Both of them deny the rights of mothers and children to have children. And see you guys in the next one.